Hey there everyone, it's me here, welcome back to another video, and today's video is a little bit different because it's more of a commentary video rather than a vlog. Yes, I have now fallen for the commentary video trap. But regardless, please let me know if this type of content is something that you would like to watch and if I should keep it on this channel or on a different channel. Anyways, today's topic is all about anti-cheats. Now a lot of you know Valorant and its anti-cheat Vanguard, and as you guys know, recently Riot Games have implemented this anti-cheat to their most popular to date game, which is League of Legends. Now, I'm not much of a League of Legends player, and I'm probably one of the worst ones if I ever play the game. I'm nowhere near as skilled as someone like, let's say, Faker or someone else in the esports field. So, I'm basically at the bottom of the chain, like literally Iron 4. But regardless, I still really do care about this game and its community because I do play it on my own and on and off, and contrary to popular belief, no, I have not uninstalled the game despite so many players telling me to go 0-1 myself or just to straight up uninstall the game. Which, if you have played this game, you know just how much toxicity and just how much this thing is prevalent in the game. Now, I want to talk about the anti-cheat that is coming to League and to give my honest opinion, my 2 cents on the matter, because there is a lot of discourse online, including on Reddit, on Instagram, and God forbid anyone uses this goddamn platform, Twitter or X. God, I still refuse to call it X though. Nice job, Elon. Now, the issues people have with Vanguard is the fact that it's a kernel level access anti-cheat. But right here, other anti-cheat are also kernel level, so what's the problem? Well, the general fear of people is that this anti-cheat works like 24/7 and people suspect it's sort of stealing your data or spying on you. For what reason? Well, people are paranoid about Riot's ties to Tencent and, you know, the CCP, which I don't even need to explain this. And everyone is basically calling Vanguard a Chinese spyware. But in all honesty, if you're calling Vanguard a spyware, you basically are a bit of a hypocrite because you're generally having so many other corporations breathing down your neck and spying on you that it's basically common knowledge for them to know more about you than your own mother knows about you, or even yourself. So if privacy is the concern, you really aren't doing yourself any favors by saying that Vanguard is spyware when you already have something like Instagram or TikTok on your phone. So yeah, if you're installing this kind of stuff on your phone or even browsing it on your computer, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. Now, would you really trust Riot to live up to the promise of not collecting your data? Well, probably not. Would others trust them? I don't really know, and I personally suspect most likely they wouldn't. The fact of the matter is, Vanguard doesn't really run all the time, and to my knowledge, the anti-cheat is started through a service just like every other anti-cheat there is. And Riot basically have not really lied, so I'll touch upon that at a later time. But Easy Anti-Cheat is a prime example of an anti-cheat that is running upon the game's boot up. As I said, I'll dive into that later. Why else are people afraid? Well, recently there has been reports, at least by people on Reddit mostly, about Vanguard crashing their computers and even straight up bricking them. Now again, I have no idea how much validity there is to these claims, as I personally have never experienced any crashes because of it, but in my observations, the numbers seem to be relatively low for now. And because of these issues, players are already starting to slowly give up on the game and are withdrawing support for Riot. Now, as far as I know, these players are currently in the minority, and it wouldn't exactly affect Riot's bottom line yet. But I'm sure with the more people that uninstall, the more people that have issues, problems, crashes, bricks, etc., Riot would most likely be forced to address these issues, or at least make sure that some of these issues are made in a statement on the state of Vanguard and how they're gonna fix them or address them. So I believe that if things were to happen, if like shit hits the fan, Riot are going to have to address it, and they're going to have to start addressing and fixing these bugs, issues, and whatnot. There's also people who do not trust Riot with the security of their own computers because they had a breach in like early 2023, I believe. And people are panicked that whoever managed to breach them is going to use similar methods to wreak havoc on their machines, which is a totally valid argument, and I wouldn't really argue against that. That's understandable why they would not trust a piece of software made by a company who had a security breach as big as that. In my opinion, the whole situation is still very, very raw, and there is a lot of misinformation on both sides being thrown, and trying to figure out what is fake and what it isn't is kind of difficult at the moment. Now, I have not sacrificed the computer to fully test the claims about machines crashing or machines getting bricked, as I do not want to risk getting any of my machines being damaged or basically getting bricked. I have, however, installed Vanguard on my personal gaming computer, and it has been running pretty much all the time for at least a year now, and so far nothing has really happened. I have not noticed a drop in my performance, even after long gaming sessions, and it has been a smooth operation as a whole, but my experience is not the end-all be-all, and I'm pretty sure that there are other people who have probably experienced similar issues or have just had issues in general with Vanguard. Now I'm going to address some of these issues, at least as someone who has a bit of knowledge on how computers tend to work. And just to be clear, I'm not stating facts here, this is just my own speculation. The idea is that when uninstalling the Vanguard from add or remove programs, you're basically using the Windows settings application to remove the program, and you're not uninstalling it straight from the program itself. The reason I mention this is because some people are saying that they have issues and crashes when uninstalling Vanguard. It is entirely possible that when trying to remove it from the tray icon or within the application, it tries to uninstall itself while it is already running. So that kind of puts it in a bit of a loop, trying to remove a system file that is already loaded, but the computer is not allowing that system file to be removed while it is loaded, and it's trying to unload it, but unloading it might cause the computer to crash. So probably it's that kind of loop. The second thing I would touch upon is
Vanguard is running 24/7, so it spies on me.
Again, this is just speculation, and Riot did give a statement that it does not run all the time. My personal idea of how it probably runs is, the driver itself, being vgk.sys, itself is loaded it's loaded in the kernel. It loads up the service, which is VGC, and that service is not running. What I assume is happening when you run a game made by Riot and has Vanguard, the game scans if you have the aforementioned vgk.sys file installed. Then if it is installed, it checks if it's loaded. If it is loaded, it then proceeds to ping the driver, which driver pings the service to start. The service scans your computer for vulnerabilities, exploits, cheats, and other known processes with potentially a sort of signature, and checks it with its own database. And that database is likely to be on Riot servers. I do not know, as I'm not a Riot employee, so I don't even know if this is even facts or not. After said check is complete, Vanguard basically tells the game that it's allowed to run since it didn't find anything suspicious, and the game continues to run as normal. Keep in mind, Vanguard runs while you are playing the game, so upon quitting the game, it tells the service to shut down and the driver that the game is closing. Probably this is the other way around, or it goes in a completely different way. Again, it's just speculation, but To my knowledge, it seems that Riot is telling the truth. However, regardless, people seem to not be satisfied with the solution and even believe that the problem with cheating wasn't even that big and that bad to begin with. All that I can say is that only time is gonna tell what will happen. But yeah, people are really not having it and they're threatening to leave the game, left and right, and while I can understand the concerns, I feel like the fact that there are nearly 5 million players who play the game or who play games like Valorant, which already has Vanguard, and as I said, to my knowledge, people have not experienced similar issues, they have not experienced crashes or anything like that, but there have been some that have experienced those, which leads me to believe that these issues have existed in the past, and Riot knows them. However, they are most likely in the minority. And this kind of leads me to believe that people are being a little bit extreme about this particular case. In my opinion, it's generally up to the people if they want to continue playing or not after this change. Personally, I would continue playing, as I have never really had any issues with the game or with the anti-cheat, as things have been stable on my side. I'm sorry for the people who can't play, and essentially the people on Linux who have been locked out of the game and lost all access because of Vanguard. I believe that people do have the right to privacy. People also do have the right to say no to Vanguard if they do not like it or if they don't want it in general. They're allowed to be dissatisfied with the situation. I think Vanguard is a little overkill for a game like League, but again, only time will tell what is going to happen. The fact that Riot is suspected to be suppressing these kinds of posts, these kinds of issues, and these kinds of things is also a little bit suspicious. However, I don't really have that much of an opinion on this particular issue, as I have not really seen anything like that. I am not sure if this is as bad as people put it out to be. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video on the topic because currently I believe that it's a hot topic for some people and it should be discussed in more detail. It should be addressed because a lot of people, as I said, they don't trust Vanguard, they don't trust Riot, they don't trust that the security of their computer is gonna be on just this singular program. So I can't really say that it's gonna be safe or not. You just have to try and see if it's something for you or not. And to the people who also make posts that they're leaving and showing the dissatisfaction, I understand. It is a pretty devastating thing to happen to a game that you have been playing since God knows when. But yeah. Anyways, if you're new to the channel and you like what you saw, give the video a like and a subscribe if you would like to see more of these kinds of videos. And as always, peace out. I'm out of here.